You're time traveling at 670 million MPH through spacetime, and I can prove this will blow your mind. Right now, as you read this, you think you're sitting still. You feel motionless, stationary, at rest. But here's the truth that will shatter everything you believe about motion itself. You are rocketing through four-dimensional spacetime at nearly the speed of light. Every second, you travel 186,000 miles through the time dimension. That's 670 million miles per hour. Faster than any spacecraft humanity has ever built. Faster than anything with mass can move through space. But it gets worse, much worse. You can't slow down, you can't stop. You can't even change direction without fundamentally altering what you are. Einstein discovered this over a century ago, and Feynman spent decades explaining why it breaks our brains. Everything in the universe moves through space-time at exactly the same speed, the speed of light. Always, no exceptions. Think of it like a cosmic speed limit that you can never violate. Your total velocity through the four dimensions of space-time is constant. But here's the kicker. You can trade speed in time for speed in space. Right now, sitting in your chair, almost all of your motion is directed through time. You're advancing into the future at maximum velocity, 1 second per second. But when you stand up and walk, something incredible happens. You transfer some of your time speed into space speed. Mathematically, imperceptibly, your journey through time slows down. When you walk, you age slightly slower than someone sitting still. But here's what's even stranger about your speed through time. The faster you move through space, the slower you move through time. This isn't theory, it's experimentally verified thousands of times. GPS satellites have to account for this effect every single day, or your navigation would be off by miles. At highway speeds, you age about 20 nanoseconds per hour slower than someone at rest, undetectable to human senses but measurable by atomic clocks. At 90% light speed, time dilation becomes dramatic. 10 years pass on Earth while you experience only 4 years. At 99% light speed, that 10-year period shrinks to just 1.4 years for you. At 99.99% light speed, you experience only 52 days while a decade passes on Earth. The pattern is clear. The more space speed you gain, the more time speed you lose. So what happens if you could somehow redirect all your motion from time into space? You'd reach light speed, and time would stop completely. This isn't just theoretical. Particles called muons, created when cosmic rays hit Earth's atmosphere, should decay before reaching the ground, but they're traveling so fast that time dilation allows them to survive the journey. Their clocks run slower, letting them reach detectors that shouldn't be able to detect them. You can see time dilation happening right now in the world around you. Wait, this means something impossible about your past and future. If you're constantly moving through time at light speed, and if time is just another dimension like length, width, and height, then your entire timeline from birth to death already exists as a complete four-dimensional object. Your past isn't gone, your future isn't yet to come. They're just located at different coordinates in the time dimension, like how New York isn't non-existent just because you're currently in London. The dinosaur that died 66 million years ago isn't erased from reality. It's sitting at temporal coordinate minus 66,000,000, while you're at coordinate 0 and your great-grandchildren are at coordinate plus 50. As Feynman explained in 6 not-so-easy pieces, this leads to the block universe concept. All moments exist simultaneously in four-dimensional spacetime. Your consciousness is simply moving along your predetermined timeline, creating the illusion that time flows. But it gets even more mind-bending. If your entire timeline exists as a complete 4D object, then the you reading this sentence is just one slice of a much larger entity that extends across decades of time. Your childhood self, your current self, and your elderly future self are all equally real, equally present in the block universe. They're just separated along the time axis instead of the space axis. Think of it like a film reel. When you watch a movie, you see one frame at a time, creating the illusion of motion and story progression. But the entire movie exists simultaneously on the reel, beginning, middle, and end all present at once. Your consciousness is the projector light illuminating one moment of your timeline at a time. But this raises a profound question. If your entire timeline already exists, do you have free will? Are you making choices or simply discovering decisions that were always part of your four-dimensional structure? Feynman wrestled with this paradox throughout his career. In the meaning of it all, he explored how deterministic physics could coexist with the experience of choice and uncertainty. The answer might be that free will isn't about changing your timeline, it's about discovering what your timeline contains. You're not creating your future, you're uncovering a future that already exists in the block universe, and the final truth about time travel will haunt you forever. You are time traveling, you always have been. You're moving through the time dimension at relativistic speeds, experiencing sequential moments of your four-dimensional existence. But here's the disturbing part, you can't control the direction. You're locked into forward motion through time by the same physics that prevents you from exceeding light speed through space. Time travel to the future? You're already doing it. Every second you advance 1 second into the future. Speed up your motion through space and you'll reach that future faster relative to everyone else. Time travel to the past. That would require reversing your direction through the time dimension, moving backward along your four-dimensional timeline. The energy requirements are staggering, possibly infinite, but theoretically, if you could reverse every particle's motion in your body, you would begin traveling backward through time, experiencing your life in reverse chronological order. Feynman explored this possibility through his path integral formulation. Particles can move backward in time at the quantum level. Antiparticles are mathematically equivalent to particles moving backward through time. You are made of particles that constantly sample all possible timelines, including ones where cause and effect reverse. The forward direction of time emerges only when you average over billions of quantum possibilities. At the deepest level, your time travel through space-time isn't smooth forward motion. It's a chaotic quantum dance where individual particles explore every possible temporal path, somehow adding up to the classical timeline you experience. Let's return to where we started. You're time traveling at 670 million mph. Does that make sense now? You're not stationary in time, passively waiting for the future to arrive. You're actively moving through the time dimension at tremendous speed, trading temporal velocity for spatial velocity based on your motion through space. Every step you take slightly slows your journey through time. Every moment you sit still maximizes your speed toward the future. The flow of time isn't time flowing around you, it's you flowing through time at relativistic speeds. Tomorrow, when you feel time passing, remember, you're not experiencing time, you're traveling through it faster than any rocket, surfing the space-time continuum on a predetermined four-dimensional trajectory that extends from your birth to your death. Your past and future aren't memories and possibilities, they're destinations on your timeline that you've already visited or will inevitably reach. You are a time traveler. You always have been and you always will be, racing through the temporal dimension at the only speed the universe allows, nearly the speed of light, 1 second per second, until your journey through space-time comes to an end. The universe isn't happening to you, you're happening through the universe one moment at a time at 670 million miles per hour. And here's the most beautiful part of this cosmic journey. Every conscious being in the universe is a fellow time traveler, racing through space-time at the same fundamental speed, each following their own unique trajectory through the four-dimensional landscape of reality. When you look at the stars tonight, remember that their light has been time traveling toward you for years, decades, or centuries. And when that light hits your eye, both photon and observer complete a journey through space-time that began long before you were born. You are not just experiencing time, you are time, a pattern of matter and energy surfing the temporal dimension, briefly creating the illusion of being separate from the cosmic dance of space-time itself. The next time someone tells you time travel is impossible, smile and remember, you've been doing it your entire life, 1 second at a time, at nearly the speed of light, on a trajectory through four-dimensional reality that makes every science fiction story pale in comparison to the magnificent truth of your actual existence. As Feynman once said, reality must take precedence over public relations, for nature cannot be fooled. And the reality is far more extraordinary than any fiction. You are a time traveler surfing through space-time at cosmic speeds, exploring a universe where past, present, and future exist simultaneously in the eternal dance of four-dimensional existence. Right now, at this very moment, you're traveling faster through time than light travels through space, and that journey, that incredible, beautiful journey, is what you call being alive.